Wow, how y'all doing? If you could have told me years ago that at the age of 61, I would be on social media talking to the public, I would have told you you're absolutely crazy. But here I am, over 6 decades, and I'm still going. I plan on going for a few more decades. I want to say thank you to those that follow me. I want to say thank you for those that have followed me, especially through my journeys. Starting with my multiple sclerosis, which I always talk about because it was a shock. I mean, just imagine one night you just go into your bed and you fall headfirst into the base part of a wall. That's a shock. You wake up next morning, don't know what's going on with you. You go to the doctor. Long story short, you find out you have an incurable disease, and the doctor speaks it to you that you have an incurable disease by telling you have relapsing remitting MS. And you've done the research up to that point, so you know what you have. You're like, oh my God, my life is going to change. And it did. Initially, I had tremendous difficulty. Difficulty in walking for any kind of a distance, from my apartment to my mailbox. Difficulty in having confidence to seek feminine companionship because I was numb in my buttocks, I was numb in my groin, I was numb on my arms, my feet. I felt terrible. I said, how am I going to come back from this? But I did. And I did in part because I shared my story, and I looked at my story as not the end, but the beginning. So I worked on my body. I began to build my body. My doctor said it wasn't going to work. It's a nerve disease, not a muscle disease. But yet, years later, medical journals are touting the benefits of bodybuilding and weight training to those of us that have multiple sclerosis. So I wholeheartedly recommend it, number one. Number two, I began to look at what I was eating. We are a product of what our parents eat, and some people go the route of becoming a vegan, which is great. Some desire to go a different route, but the bottom line is to get control of what you're eating so that it can impact your body. I tend to now do more of a keto kind of thing. I do more protein and fat, and I lessen the fat sometimes and do more protein. It seems to work for me. It lean me out. It gives me my strength that I want, and I still lift. If I want to have some carbs, I have carbs, some rice or some sweet potato or some broccoli for complex carbs, that is, for the sweet potato and the broccoli. So I'm into vegetables as well. For meat, I may have chicken or fish. I do that as far as any kind of a meat source. Normally salmon, normally chicken. I do shrimp. Occasionally, I will do a piece of steak, but it's very, very rare. Okay? No pork, that's by choice. And I basically drink a lot of water. That, coupled with taking, ginger and garlic, especially for my seasoning, and turmeric, I'm looking to fight inflammation, because inflammation is an enemy to us, which creates all disease. I mean, we got issues with our stomach, but also we got issues with our inflammation. My doctor recently told me that I have a ton of arthritis in my lower back. I said, a ton, doc? Seriously? He said, yeah, you got a ton of it. Yet I still do what I do, and I will continue to do what I do, minus a wheelchair, minus a walker, minus a cane, which is what I'm expected to be on at this point in my life, having multiple sclerosis for almost 9 years. I work out. I have to work out because it helps my mind too. It does something for my mind. I get plenty of sun when I can, because sun gives me plenty of vitamin D, which I need. Vitamin E, zinc, all the vitamins, I need them all. And I get them all whenever I can, to include B12. Don't want to eliminate B12 from one's diet. So I appreciate everybody following me on that part of my journey, my multiple sclerosis journey, which will continue. Of course, I was concerned that it was genetic, So I made sure that my children, all four of them, they're all adults now, 37, 35, 22, and 20. So they're all adults now. So I made sure to tell them, like, you guys need to watch what you're eating, watch what you're doing. I don't know what I have is genetic to you. I know that nobody else in my family that I know of has multiple sclerosis. So I have to determine that maybe it's environmental. I don't know why I got it. I don't know how I got it. All I know is that one night I fell headfirst into the basement of a wall. That was my wake-up call to having multiple sclerosis. And for a while I sat around, woe is me, went to these groups, woe is me, please pray for me. I didn't do anything. I wasn't doing anything though. But I was asking folks to pray for me. Why? I'm not even going to move my feet. I'm not even going to watch what I ingest. I'm not even going to try to exercise. I'm not even going to try to fix my mindset. Why pray for me over that? You need to be praying for me that I do those things. So all that said and done, I believe in prayer. I just don't believe in prayer without moving one's feet. And that's just my opinion about it. Next part of my journey was deciding to get my bachelor's degree. I never was going to use it. I'm at a point now in my life where I don't have to work for anyone anymore. Financially, I'm good. So then it was about me doing it to go ahead and show my children who wanted to get a bachelor's degree in higher learning. That's their choice. Didn't force them. That it was possible, because I got my bachelor's at 58. Now, both my children's tuition is paid for, fully paid for right now, this minute. My son's a senior. He will graduate in December. Congratulations to him on his degree in exercise science. My daughter wants to go further. She's a sophomore, about ready to become a junior, and she wants to become a medical doctor. She wants to be not in pediatrics, but in obstetrics. I know it was something dealing with children that touches her heart. I applaud that. I'm all for that, for becoming a doctor, doing what needs to be done. However, I don't look at doctors as being gods. They went to school. They have a lot of knowledge. I'll give it to them. They worked hard. Many years of school. Yet I went to my doctor years ago, back in 2010. I said, look, doc, I want to do some stuff with weight training. Do you think weight training will have any impact on my body from a multiple sclerosis? He told me no. He says it's nerve, it's not muscle. Lo and behold, here we are, years later, when medical journals are coming out saying that people with multiple sclerosis should lift weights. Imagine that.